all you need to start getting stronger is this little stretchy guy. Let's talk about resistance bands. If you're living with diabetes or pre-diabetes, you've probably already been told that exercise is important. Movement helps lower blood sugar, improves insulin sensitivity, and protect your long-term health. But you don't necessarily need to get a gym membership or invest in a bunch of equipment. I'm Dr. Maria Luque, certified personal trainer, and in this video, I'll cover why strength training is so helpful in managing diabetes, the unique benefits of resistance bands, practical tips to get started, and some of my favorite resistance bands exercises. Let's do it! So why should someone with diabetes be interested in strength training? For one, studies show that regular weight or resistance training can lower A1C levels. Muscles act like sponges for glucose. The more muscle you have, the more places glucose has to go, instead of sitting in your bloodstream. Muscles can continue to burn glucose even while at rest. Strength training improves insulin sensitivity. Over time, your cells become better at using insulin, which means your blood sugar stays steadier. Strength training also protects against complications. We know diabetes can negatively impact other parts of the body, especially cardiovascular health. Building muscle can help strengthen your heart and improve blood vessel function. Plus, strength training supports bone health, balance, and stress relief. The better your overall health, the easier it will be to manage your diabetes. If you want to learn more about ways to manage diabetes, sign up for our newsletter at the link in the description box. Now for the main event. Let me tell you why I recommend resistance bands to all of my clients. First off, accessibility. They are inexpensive, lightweight, and portable. You can keep them in a drawer or take them on a trip. They perfectly fit in your carry-on luggage. Secondly, they're joint-friendly. Bands provide smooth, controlled resistance without the strain that heavy weights sometimes cause. They're also easily adjustable for difficulty. The farther you stretch the band, the harder it gets. And you can buy bands in different levels of tension so you can progress as you get stronger. They also work your full range of motion. Bands let you work muscles through their entire range, which improves flexibility and control. Additionally, they are super for beginners. You don't need to know complicated gym equipment. One band, a few basic moves, and you're set. Before starting a new workout routine, it's a good idea to check in with your doctor, especially if you use insulin or medications that lower blood sugar. Let's start by picking out the right band for you. Start with a light or medium band if you're new. Don't go by color necessarily. The colors change depending on the brand, but a good tip to watch out for is that the thinner the band is, the lighter it usually is. You can also grab some loops and different handles and attachments for the bands, so it's very easy to adjust. All right, let's also do a safety check. When you're working with bands, it is really important that before you use it every single time, you do a quick visual check. You want to make sure that you're not seeing any tears, even small tears, so you can give it a little pull and you will see if there are tears. The last thing you want is to be pulling this The last thing you want is to be pulling on a band and it's snapping in your face or anywhere on your body. Here are a few common mistakes also to avoid on top of the safety check. Only having one resistance band is doable, but is limiting. So when you buy bands, it's good to buy 2 or 3 different resistance bands. Also, resistance bands are not necessarily great to loop around doors that are coming towards you. Always make sure that you're anchoring when the door goes out, so away from you, because you don't want that door to come at you while you're pulling. Before any workout, I recommend a warm-up to help avoid any strain or injuries. If you're feeling ready to start using the bands, let me show you some of my absolute favorite baseline exercises that hit the entire body. How do you anchor your bands? You can use your own body, which is a great way to do it. If you're anchoring your body, you want to put your feet in there. And the further out you go, this is how you increase resistance too. But make sure that you're firmly on here. You do not want to have the possibility of it, again, coming up from the front or the back. This smacks you. Another part is to wrap it around your body. So this way, to do exercises to the front. Pro tip, if you only have one band that is very light, you could wrap it around your body one full time, and it'll give you a little bit more tension. One other way which increases your ability for some fun in your exercises is to loop it around furniture, or if you have an anchor somewhere, you can either loop the handle if you want a one-armed exercise like this. So there you go. Make sure that the couch or the chair that you're anchoring this on is also heavy enough to hold that pole, because you do not want your chair or your couch flying at you. That's even worse than the band flying at you. Another way would be, if the furniture is too heavy, you could wrap it around, loop it, and that's another way to do it. So that's a very easy way to attach things. Again, make sure the band it doesn't have any tears, and the piece of furniture that you're anchoring this to is heavy enough to hold the load. So give it a good tug before you start. Another thing to remember to get the most out of it is maintain constant tension in your band. So for instance, if I have this looped around my foot, I don't want to start in this position where there's some slack in here. You always want to have that tension to get the most control up and down. So never going fully to that slack. Avoid letting it snap back, either through breakage or through you just letting go too fast. So if you're doing a one-armed exercise, or even two-armed, or legs, don't just let go of the band, especially if it's coming towards you. Control both of the lifting and lowering phases. If we're doing a shoulder press here, it would be a nice control up and a nice control down. Let's start with some of the movements. Choose a resistance band that feels challenging for you right now, but don't go too heavy. Always start with the lightest one, because we can adjust the resistance just by changing our stance or moving away from the anchor point a little further. There are mini bands that you can use, so loop bands that are either textile or latex or other fabric that is rubbery, that we'll use for leg exercises mostly. So pick whichever one feels good to you. I will demo the ones with the textile one today. And then of course we have different strengths of bands. The thinner one, the yellow one, is the lighter one, but we don't rely on color. And that tighter one is way thicker. So the thicker the band, the harder the resistance. All right, let's start with the upper body. So I'm going to demo these exercises with a really light band, because I want to show you a few options to make it more difficult without going to a heavier band if you don't have one. But if you have them, you can always exchange. So for instance, a banded row. We're going to come here and bend over a little bit. And like I said, you see there's a little slack. To make this heavier, we could just do one more loop right here on both legs. Make sure that it's always both sides. And you're going to be in this position, and we're going to row. Whoopsie, too tight. No slack. We're going to come up. We're going to row. We're going to come up and row right there. So that's a very easy way to add this. Another way to make this heavier would be to just do one side. So that way you can change the resistance by coming closer to the handle. So if I'm really close, there's less room. So this is going to be the tightest. So you can do a one-armed row right here and just switch arms. Second one is our chest press. So with a very light band, in this case, if I wrap this around my body, they'll be too long. So I'm going to do a double wrap, and I'm going to start this away and then just wrap it one extra time around my body, and then come in here and press like this. Okay. Now, if you have a tighter band, you won't need to wrap it twice. And then this one could also be one that you can anchor in to your furniture and then go into here and do a nice press this way. And then that way you don't have to worry about attaching it to your body. Anytime that you anchor things somewhere, the further away you are from the anchor point, the harder it's going to be. So there's more tension here. And then if you come closer, there's less tension here. Next one, our overhead press. So for this one, you will step in to the band. Make sure you're even. Another little tip, 1 foot is going to be less resistance. 2 feet is more resistance. And then moving out the feet will be even more resistance. It's all about shortening the space between the handle and the pulling point. So right here, coming into here, you should feel a nice, good tension already. And we're going to just press up, overhead. You're going to control the up and the down. A nice good breath out on the top here, and a breath in as you come down. For shoulder presses, there's different range of motion. So you can come closer, a close grip, and a wide grip. And you could even rotate, start here and go around for what it's called an Arnold press. So in and out, which hits your shoulders front to back. And then last one are bicep curls. So the same stance here, which makes it beautiful to kind of circuit this up. So overhead press, bicep curl. Make sure that you don't have slack, and we're just going to curl up right there. So bring it in, bring it down, bring it up right there. And again, you could do this in a single arm. If you wanted more tension, we can go right here and then just alternate. So a million variations. Let's move on to lower body. First one's squats. So you can do air squats, but if you've outgrown your air squats, you have a band, we're going to come in here and you're going to hold your band in your hand. Keep it right here for that tension. And we're going to squat down right here and we're going to come up, and you can change your stance to make it a little harder and also change the stance of your squat for the emphasis. Come down and bring it back up. So keep that tension there. Alternatively, if you want to keep your arms to the side, you could do the same thing and wrap this around like we did earlier around your feet. So same thing right there. I prefer that front squat here, or the squat that's loaded here, because it also engages your core quite a bit because you're having to stabilize. So keeping this nice and tense, coming low, and if you're watching this from the side, keeping the back straight, coming up, and your hands are not doing anything other than that. So they're just holding that band in place. A seated leg extension. Now for that one, we're going to use our loop band. These usually have the resistance listed on them. On this one, go here, loop one side of the band under your foot for that anchor point. And then this one will be the one that does the work up. So you're going to come down and up. You could theoretically do this as well, but it's not as comfortable. I prefer it around the ankle. So up, lifting, make sure that your foot is off the floor so you can come up for that full extension. You should feel a nice good burn right up here. You would do however many repetitions on one side and then switch to the other. Keep this band on, but now we're gonna stand up. You're gonna loop this either around the thighs, which will be a little easier because your thighs are much stronger than your hips, or lower, and this will engage your hips a little bit more and less muscle, so less of the thighs. We're gonna start here since we're beginning. This would just be a side step. We're going to go out, in, out. You can go as far out as you want, or you could turn it into just a side, in, side, out. Beautifully, you can turn this into a side step with a squat. So boom, squat, down, over, and there you go. And then our last one will be a nice fun exercise to do for your core. Loop it around. You can either do both handles, and I forgot there's another easy way to do this. So if you're looping this inside and out like this, there's also a really easy way to do this one. So I'm going to show it with both handles though for this exercise. We're going to hold this in place. We're going to stand diagonally to the anchor point, and with a straight arm, we're going to chop up right there over to the other side for that nice, good crisscross core engagement. Come in, nice rotation, keep those hips square, boom, right there, in and out, and alternate. The great part about this one is that depending on the height of your anchor point, you can change the rotation, so it changes the angle and changes the core engagement. So there you go. That's a really quick full body workout with just one band and a loop band. You can do it anywhere. You don't need much space, and you don't need a lot of money or a membership to anything. So if you're looking for a safe, simple, and effective way to add strength training into your life, resistance bands are a fantastic place to start. They're budget friendly, easy to use, take up virtually no space, and most importantly, they work really well. Just a few sessions a week can create lasting improvements in strength, blood sugar control, and overall health. Try a few of these exercises and let me know how they felt in the comments. Remember, small, consistent steps add up to big changes. If you found this video helpful, like, subscribe for more fitness and diabetes management tips. Thanks for watching. See you next time.